Something which is extremely important for parents, and it is a real concern, is their child safety, right? I mean, when they are on the internet, or when they are on the World Wide Web, it's almost like a highway, or it's almost like a public square where there are great people and great information, but there is some really negative and evil stuff out there as well. So how do we, or what is your tip for parents to make sure their child is safe but yet learning? I mean, they cannot be in a digital shadow. To be ready for the world today, they need to be positive digital citizens. So what are your tips for parents?
So I normally what I say to parents is that I think it's very important to understand the digital world that your child is navigating in. So I always say that you should think of the digital world as, for example, the real world. Say, for example, you decide to go on a holiday to London. You take a flight, you hold your child's hand, and you reach London. When you reach London, what you do is that you wouldn't tell your child, okay, off you go, roam around London, I'll come and pick you up later at night, because you'd be scared of a lot of the dangers. London can be fun. You can go and visit the Buckingham Palace, but you can always end up in the wrong side of places, right? So if you look into the digital space that way, right, you give your child this device, and if you tell your child that, be on it for the next 3 hours, I'll come and, get you later and then we'll play together, that's very dangerous as well, because your child could be on the right side of the internet, but your child could potentially, go on the wrong side as well. So if you can sort of think of the digital world as the real world, you will then start realizing that a lot of the opportunities are there, but there's a lot of risk as well. So I will say that giving your child a device is the easy bit of things. This is when, you spend a bit of your cash and you give them a device. The harder bit of it is that being involved in their digital life. So I always ask question to parents, right? Before you hand in a device, you need to sort of self-assess yourself. Do you have the time to be involved in their digital life? So it's not just as easy as, giving them a mobile phone or allowing them to be on social media or giving them a computer, but do you actually have the time to sort of be engaged with them? Because that's very, very important, because that is where when all the learning happens for them. A lot of the quick fix for parents is that I'll install a parenting monitor tool into their device, and I'll know how many hours they're online. I'll know which sites they go to or which apps they have downloaded. Yes, that is just a very short-term quick fix, but that will not teach your child digital resilience, which is a key skill that they need to actually thrive in this online world. That will not teach your child what is right and what is wrong online. All they know is, okay, I'm trying to download this, it's been blocked because my parents have this monitoring tool. What do you think is going to happen next? They can just take their friend's phone or be on it on their friend's device, and you would then never know. So while you can have a monitoring tool, you still need to be involved in your child's digital life. And having that involvement is the biggest form of safety that you can actually give your child. No online tool can ever give that same amount of safety that you can give your child. A lot of parents sort of feel that they do not have the technical know-how, that their child is more technologically able than they are. But I think a lot of parents forget that they have a lot of skills, soft skills, from the real world, which can be adopted in the online world that their children do not have. For example, self-confidence, for example, being kind online, for example, being smart online, not speaking to strangers. You tell your child, don't speak to strangers in the offline world. You tell your child the same advice in the online world. You tell your child to be kind offline. You tell your child to be kind online. Now, those are the kind of skills that you have that your child is yet to learn. And those are the skills that you need to give your child. The technological part of it, the technical know-how, how to use an app or how to play a game, you can learn that on YouTube. Just a 2-minute browsing and you can actually learn it, or you can even tell your child to learn it. But it's the other things that your child do not know that they need your help with. And that is where you kind of need to ask yourself, do I have the time to sit down and help my child with that? Well, it's difficult as a parent to find time on top of, math, science, and all the other subjects that they have to teach them this as well. But it's just that the life that we're living in right now, like how you teach your child everything else, you need to teach this as well. It's an additional thing that unfortunately, well, fortunately as well, that we have this opportunity to teach our child, and we can grow together with them, but we just have to invest the time. It can be hard, it can be challenging, but it needs to be done. So there is no sort of I wish there was this magic wand that can that can do that for us, but it's not. We need to do it. And hopefully, like I always tell myself that my child is still young. As my child grows up, I hope by that time the internet will just become safer and safer and safer, and we have better guidance as we grow up, better policy, better laws to protect children online. We have a long way to go for that, but for now we need to just put in that effort.